Welcome to the Shreveport Connection with Tommy. This video is on your TNA episodes for earlier tonight and next week as well, being the 18th. And some gut check news, and I'm going to give you the whole list of wrestlers that are on the gut check challenge as it returns into voting started April 4th. The Gut Check Challenge is a competition where you, the fans, decide which competitor deserves to compete on the monthly Gut Check on Impact Wrestling on Spike TV for the chance to earn a contract with TNA. The countdown began on April the 4th. Preview the voting site at challenge.tnagutcheck.com. Starting April the 4th, you will need to register at challenge.tnagutcheck.com in order to vote in each bracket. Important, you cannot change your vote. Once you vote, the bracket will be closed to you. When the next bracket opens, you can return to the voting page, sign in and vote again. Whichever competitor earns the most votes at the end of each bracket will advance to the winner's bracket. Then from June 8th to the 15th, fans will vote on which competitor from the winner's bracket will get the chance to compete on the Impact for a chance at a TNA contract. Before voting starts, we encourage everyone to learn about the competitors by viewing their bios, and you can check it on the website. The date each bracket will open is also listed. If you are one of those participants, make sure your friends, family, and supporters know which bracket and dates to vote. Bracket number 1. That began on April 4th through the 6th. Lionheart, Adrian McCallum, Bad Jones, John Klinger, Bad Boy Shane Andrews, Double D Dave Dutra, Handicap Hero Gregory Iron, Hot Stuff Chris Marks, Hot Shot Danny Duggan, J Money Nate Blazer, Tucker. I don't know, no other name than that. And that concludes that bracket number 1. Bracket number 2, Juggernaut, Jason Axe, Picture Perfect Zaid Khan, Portugal's Perfect Athlete, Shanna, the 5-star stud, Joey Ace, the Cuban Crippler, Ricky Race. I think I know that guy. The fabulous Frankie Villa, the Irish Devil, Mandrake, the Mighty Norseman, Tyre, and then Tyreno. And that concludes the bracket number 2. And the voting started April the 8th through the 10th. That was this week. And this bracket number 3 starts April 12th to the 14th. The Prime Minister of Pain, Johnny Slaughter. The Shogun, Chris Logan. The Shooter, Curtis Payne. Your Lifeguard, Vince Beach. AJ Kirsch. Abel, Andrew Jackson. Alan Shepard. And no, that's not the astronaut. Andy Williams, I wonder if he's from earlier on Impact, when they first started out with NWA TNA Impact. Tyler Sexton to close out the bracket number 3. Bracket number 4. And the guy I've been telling you all about, Scott Murdoch, did not make the gut check for this time. And he announced on Facebook he's going to stick with the Indies for quite a while. Bracket number 4, that starts April 16th through the 18th. Angel Lopez, Angel Santos, Barry Wright, Barry Wolf. I believe I've got him on my Facebook account as a friend. Benjamin Bedford, Bobby Fonta, Bobby Ocean, Brandon Day, William Colt. And that closed out that bracket. Bracket number 5, that starts April 20th through the 22nd. Braden Knight, Cam Kazi, Casey Korish, Chad Whitman, Chance Prophet. Hey, I know that guy. I think I do. I think he wrestled for TEW. Chase Stevens, who's already been in TNA before. Chaz Montana, Chris Boren, and Zach the Ripper Connor to close out bracket number 5. Bracket number 6. Cody Jones, Crash Test Dummy, Crazy Steve, Dab Savage, Damian Corbin, Danielle Vettori, Dash Venture Sullivan, Dave Dredd, and Red Lightning. Wonder if they're any kin to the Red brothers. So it's Amazing Red and Crimson. Okay, and that closed out that one. That was voting starts for 24th through the 26th on them. And this bracket number 7 starts April 28th through the 30th. Jimmy Fiore, Dave Linton, David Ramos, DeAndre Jackson, Dale Cardinal, Dennis Waters II, Dexter Verity, Dimitri Rosto, Solio Topoulos, and Dionette Vaton. And that concludes bracket number 7. Bracket number 8 that starts May 2nd to the 4th for voting. Dustin Reyes, Ed House, L. Rebeld Noriega, Eric Corvus, Ethan H.D., Fakade, Farhan Faruqi, and Flex. And that concludes bracket number 8. Bracket number 9, Foxy Roxy, Fug, Gary Balance, Heart Attack Mac, Haas Hagood, Jake Durden, James Alexander, and then James Rampage Hamblin. And those that date is May 6th through the 8th. Bracket number 10. That starts May 10th through the 12th. JB Cool, Jeremiah Plunkett, Jeremiah Hogel, John Deere, I wonder if he's the tractor, Johnny Yuma, Josh Daniels, Judas York, and Julian Starr to close out that bracket. And again, that one is the 10th bracket, and that's May 10th to the 12th. The 11th bracket voting starts May 14th to the 16th. Justin Rank, Justin Glory, Cowgirl Kissy, Kyle Matthews, Lentz, Dorado, Logan Waite, Lufisto, Louis Ocasio, and The Savage to close out May 14th to the 16th. And that's bracket 11. Bracket number 12, Luscious Latasha, Mark Krieger, Mark Sterling, Mayan Warrior, Mia Svensson, Michael Hicks, Mike Santiago, Mr. 450. I wonder if his finisher is going to be the 450 splash. The Punisher, Don Vega. Well, I wonder how many people are using that name. Well, there's a character name of the Punisher in BWE Wrestling or Universe on YouTube. And that closes out bracket number 12 for May 18th through the 20th for the voting for that one. Unlucky bracket 13, Mr. Platinum, N8 Matson, Nick Cutler, Nikki Storm, Ox Sawyer, Pierre Eval, Psycho Mike Rollins, Punisher Vance Like, so there's another Punisher there, and The Prophet. And the voting for that one is May 22nd through the 24th. Bracket number 14, Punjabi Prince, Johnny Gill. I've seen him wrestle a couple of times. You can also find him on YouTube as well. Ravenous Randy, Raymond King, referee Billy J. Gee, I wonder if he's going to be a referee or a wrestler, because I thought this was wrestlers. Reggie, the real reason. Nah, I thought he was a fake reason. RJ Singe. I wonder if that's what's his face? Kali's little brother character from WWE. And Rocco Pirelli, Rockin' Rebel. He's another indie wrestler I've seen. And I think he's also from TASW from Humble, Texas. And then you got the Nomad, Damon Devine. And that closed out bracket 14 for the voting time of May 26th through 28th. Bracket number 15, which is May 30th through June 1st. I guess it's on 2 days. How many days are in May? Probably 31. Rough Rider Rashawn, Ruthless Josh Robinson, Ryan Arnold, Sergeant Major Paul Logan, Sean Adams, Sean Schultz, Sherman Tank, Star, the Great Walter Alexander. I wonder why they call him the Great. Well, I guess he's not so great because I don't know him. Titus Machiavelli to close out bracket number 15, May 30th through the 1st. And the final bracket number 16, that starts June the 3rd through the 5th. Steve Boss, Steve DeMarco, I know him. He also is from TASW, as well as some other indie feds. Steve Off, the Greek God Papadon. The Benny Blades. Wasn't there a Benny Blades in the NFL? Wonder if he's coming to wrestling. Wonder if him and are the same person. The Big O. Wonder if he's any kin to Steve-O. The Butcher. I thought that was a copyright infringement. Because remember, the Butcher's name of in WCW with Cody, what's his face? Brutus Beefcake. The Flatliners, Asylum and Burns. What? A tag team as a gut check? The Freak. Well, I wonder if that's a copyright infringement because there's a Freak in that was already in TNA. That was what's his face? Rob Terry. There was a freaking psychic character from BWE Universe. And then you got Thomas Walton III to close out the final bracket and the voting for June the 3rd through the 5th. Other news, the Boot has TNA star Mickie James' first music video for her song, Somebody's Gonna Pay. And you can see the video at theboot.com/2013 /4, that's 04, /10, that's 10, /Mickie-James somebody's gonna pay video. The video features TNA star Magnus and WWE Hall of Famer Trish Stratus. If you haven't heard, from the Hall of Fame, she's pregnant. Congratulations, Trish Stratus. I'm a fan of country music, but I can't say the song does it for me. I haven't even heard the song yet. To teach their own. TNA has released a full list of Impact taping dates throughout August of this year, including one Saturday date, taping in Las Vegas, Nevada. You can read the releases at www.impactwrestling.com /news/item /4124-experience-impact-live-on-spike TV-on the road new events and upcoming schedule. Just go to impactwrestling.com and you can look for it there. And here are the dates and location. Thursday, April 25th from Indiana, Pennsylvania at the Kovalchick Convention and Athletic Center. May 9th, Tupelo, Mississippi at the BancorpSouth Arena. Tampa, Florida, May 23rd at the USF Sundome. Thursday, June the 6th, Duluth, Georgia at the Gwinnett Center. June 20th in Peoria, Illinois at the Peoria Civic Center. And then June 29th in Las Vegas, Nevada at the Orleans Arena. July 18th, Louisville, Kentucky at the Broadbent Arena. Wichita Falls on August the 1st. That's in Texas at the K. Yeager Coliseum. And August the 15th in Norfolk, Virginia at the Constant Center. And the last event is for the taping is August the 29th from Cleveland, Ohio at the Wallstein Center. The Saturday date in Vegas is to keep from running on live. July the 4th, TNA is certainly doing their best to spread the tapings around with their schedule so they all can spend their families all together on the holidays. WWE Hall of Famer Holly Race turned 70 years old today. Well, actually yesterday now, meaning it's after midnight. Considered one of the best wrestlers of all times. Race worked in the AWA, NWA, WWF, and WCW, and held NWA World Heavyweight Championship 8 times. He was inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame in 2004. Former WWE star Goldust, a.k.a. Dustin Patrick Runnels, turned 44 years old. The son of the WWE Hall of Famer, Dusty Rhodes, made a brief return to WWE at the 2013 Royal Rumble, leading to the speculation that he may have had a WrestleMania match with his brother. Well, that was false, and that's Cody Rhodes. Unfortunately, this did not transpire, and even brother Cody's match was a last-minute scratch on the Mania card. Former ECW star Balls Mahoney, a.k.a. Jonathan Reckner, turned 41 years old today. The former three-time ECW champion was last seen in WWE in 2008 as part of the ECW brand. He has appeared only sporadically on the independent scene since then. The late sweet and sour Larry Sweeney, a.k.a. Alexander K. Wybrow, had committed suicide on this date in 2011. Condolences to his family. Sweeney, who was considered as one of the top managerial prospects on the independent scene, who had battled bipolar issues throughout his life. He was 30 years old at the time of his death. There were no pro wrestling shows from the ESPN Classic this week. Wrestling Truth interview with TNA new star Mason Andrews, a.k.a. Schuler Andrews, hosted by Keelan Balderson. Interview available at WrestlingTruth.com. He spoke on his aspirations, or TNA aspirations. I love working for TNA. I think they are a great company, so if the opportunity came to work with them in the long term, I would enjoy that. They have so much talent. Obviously, the X Division is always stacked with great competitors. There are so many great matches that can take place, involving myself and the likes of Kenny King, Sanjay Dutt, Petey Williams, Zema Ion, etc. Aside from that, I can see myself not just in the X Division, but making the transition. Kazarian, AJ Styles, and Christopher Daniels did. Those three names alone are guys I'd love to get in the ring with. Chavo Guerrero and I had a great match on the Indies and could do some good business. Working with Joey Ryan on that level would also be incredible, so the possibilities are endless there. Any comments on the Harold gig that came about in WWE? You know, it was just one of those things that came out of nowhere. I got the call and had no idea what it was going to be. I didn't know it was going to be a wrestling role, though. Once I found out, I was excited and wanted to have some fun with it. I had no clue it would get as big as it did. I didn't think any fans watching would even notice or care who Harold was. I figured a few indie followers who knew who I was might watch and say, "Hey, that's cool," and chant Harold at shows, but it had so much greater impact than I anticipated, to the point 8 months later I still get Harold chants at shows. Would he sign a WWE developmental deal? The way the system is set up, you have to up and move to Florida, live there, live there, and not make much money, hoping to get to TV eventually. You and 30 other guys all trying to earn a spot. I think I make more money where I am, so it would be difficult to make that decision. And that ended the interview. And now for your Impact Wrestling results from Spike TV, aired from Corpus Christi, Texas. The opening video started to recap Impact, since I was at work, I'm copying the notes here. The reporter's computer locked up. When he restarted it, Bobby Roode and Austin Aries was attacking Chavo and Hernandez before they even started the bell. They knocked Hernandez out by throwing him into the stairs. Bobby Roode and Austin Aries versus Chavo Guerrero and Hernandez in a 2 out of 3 falls match for the tag team championships. If Chavo and Hernandez lose, they can never tag team again. Roode and Austin rolled Chavo in the ring and covered him for the first fall. Roode and Aries are up 1-0 in 27 seconds. The ref gave a 30-second rest period and then rang the bell again. But I kept the timer. They kept the timer running. Aries tagged in and went for the frog splash, but Chavo moved and rolled him up to win the second fall. So now we're tied at 1 minute 26 seconds in. Wow. The heels worked over Chavo for a moment, and Hernandez pulled himself back onto the ring apron. He got the hot tag and knocked both men down with a dive from the ramp back into the ring. Inexplicably, the show went to a commercial break there. Why would you go to break there? That's very odd. It was the big babyface comeback, and the heels were still in the ring with Hernandez. What an oddly timed break. Back from commercial, the Hills were in control of the match. Aries hit his flying forearm shot for 2. Chavo got the hot tag and hit the Three Amigos on both men. He went for the top rope and pointed it to the sky, but Aries pushed him off. Rude rolled him up for a great near fall. The match broke down and Hernandez accidentally hit his spear on Chavo. But Chavo kicks out anyways. Hernandez ran in and hit a double suplex on both men. And Chavo followed up with a double frog splash to win the third fall and the TNA Tag Team titles. And the match took 15 minutes and 6 seconds total. And they won the 2 out of 3 falls to win the tag titles. Backstage, Joey Ryan apologized to Brooke Hogan for things getting out of control last week, and he said both women loved him. He offered to ref again, but Brooke told him he had a match and they would see who the bigger man was. Ryan asked who was the bigger than him. As they go to commercial, I don't get the title change, but I do see it as, to keep them as a tag team. How many other tag teams do they have? Chavo and Hernandez were terrible together. The crowd in Texas loved them though, but I doubt this continues for very long in other cities. Hopefully this means Austin and Rude are going back to singles. If not, this move was even more confusing. Backstage, the Aces and Eights all showed up on their bikes. Motorcycles, that is. Okay, only Garrett Bischoff was on a bike. Not sure why he was allowed. Anyway, they were all very happy to see Bully Ray. Joseph Park makes his in-ring entrance and said he wanted to deal with some issues, and the crowd booed him. Park said he wanted to talk about Bully Ray. He said what Ray had done was felonious and it ended tonight. He said he had justice on his mind and justice would begin when Jeff Hardy took the title back. He said justice didn't end there. He said he was a lawyer with divorce experience and he had taken it upon himself to file a writ of annulment to end the Ray and Brooke Hogan marriage. Devon stormed out and took the mic. He warned Park to stay out of the family business. He started to leave, but then took a chain. He wrapped it around his hand and punched Park in the gut. That ended that segment. Video recapped the feud between Gail Kim and Taryn Terrell, and both men were shown getting ready backstage. No question in my mind now that Brooke is turning. Park taking it upon himself is a dead giveaway. Christy Hemme handled the in-ring introductions for the Knockouts match. She then announced the special rep as ODB. ODB made her entrance and Kim said she was out. ODB put Kim on the apron and Taryn dragged her in the ring to start things off. Well, the match starts off with ODB as a special referee. Kim bumped around for Taryn a little bit and then pulled her off the second rope. Kim methodically took Taryn apart and rolled her up with a handful of tights. ODB broke the count and Kim argued. Taryn rolled Kim up from the distraction for the win. The match only took 2 minutes 29 seconds. After the match, Kim jobbed with ODB until ODB chased her to the back. And Christy Hemme asked Taryn about her win, and Taryn said she was happy to get physical or something. I don't think I'm supposed to be paying attention to her words anyway. Good win for Taryn, but this is the climax of the feud. That seems odd to me, but we're all getting used to the new pay-per-view style. Pay-per-view schedule wreaking havoc on storytelling. Maybe there's more coming. Next up, we got, after the commercial break, we got Bruce Pritchard also and Danny Davis discussing Adam Pearce and Magno in pre-tape. Live backstage, Pritchard cut Pearce from consideration. Pearce shook his hand and said, "Damn fool," before walking off. Total work. I'm convinced we see Pearce and I release an Aces and Eights very soon. A video recapping the AJ Styles story. Backstage, Hulk Hogan raved about finding out Styles' loyalty and the invisible questioning guy asked about Sting. Hogan glared at the camera and stormed off. In another part of backstage, AJ was asked by the invisible question guy if he was joining Aces and Eights in it. And AJ shoved him away. Mr. Anderson ran up and handed AJ another cut. And said he made him another offer last week, and he shouldn't pass this up as they go to commercial. After commercial break, a video hyping Jeff Hardy and the Full Metal Mayhem for your main event match. Hulk Hogan comes out to a monster pop. Hogan did the cheap pop line and said that he wanted to get down to business. He called out AJ Styles, who makes his entrance, and demanded to know which side AJ was on. AJ snatched the mic out of his hand and said he didn't respond well to ultimatums. And Jay Storm's music hits and he comes to the ring, cuts a promo. He said he wasn't there to give him an ultimatum or even drink beer. He got in AJ's face and said he was there so that they could fight. Christopher Daniels and Kazarian made their entrance. Kazarian said that they were there to mend fences and to stop the poop they saw in the ring. Kazarian said Hogan was trying to convince AJ to join his team which made some sense. Just like Aces and Eights wanting him made sense. Daniels took the mic and said no matter which one AJ picked, he was going to get used up and spit out. He said they wanted AJ on their side. He said he knew AJ thought that the Claire Lynch thing was bad, but asked him if it wasn't worse when Hogan, Dixie, and the fans turned on him. Daniels encouraged him to stand with his brothers. Well, Storm gave Styles a little shove, and Styles puffed up. He finally left the ring and walked past Bad Influence. Hogan said since AJ couldn't make a decision, he was going to decide something for himself. He booked AJ Styles and Storm for next week as they go to commercial break. I like the added wrinkle of Bad Influence in this. The angle was treading too close to the old Sting gimmick with the NWO, and this is different enough to hopefully stop those rumors. Strong has been poor in these altercations, but he kept it simple there. That's Storm in the report. Kurt Angle cut a promo and said he has asked Hogan to give him a handicap match against Bischoff and West Briscoe, and Hogan had agreed. Joey Ryan made his entrance. His mystery opponent turned out to be Rob Terry. So we get Robbie T versus JR, Joey Ryan. Terry tossed Ryan all around the ring and finally pinned him with a spine buster finisher. The match only took 2 minutes 31 seconds. Hulk asked Brooke to join him in a luxury suite with a new marketing team to watch the title match, but Brooke said she had to sit ringside and look Mark in the eye. She said she had security and Hogan wished her luck. She walked off as Matt Morgan came walking up and said it had become all about Brooke for Hogan. He said Hogan keeps making mistakes, and one day it's all going to come crashing down on him. Magno made his ring entrance, and Danny Davis gave him a no. Magno started his promo in Spanish, and then said he had been in battles around the world, but wasn't enough for him. He put over Texas and said he wanted to be known as a luchador on Impact. Pritchard said Magno had his career in front of him and had a marketable look, but needed some more seasoning. He gave him a no, and that ended that. So he's gone. So Al Snow didn't even get a comment because it's already 2-1. Backstage segment, the gang got hyped up by revving their bikes, and then Bully Ray told them that they needed to beat Hardy alone. He needed to beat Hardy alone and shove it at Hardy's and Hogan's asses. Hardy was shown heading towards the ring, and we get Magno's dismissal, solidifying the thoughts from earlier. Good intensity from Bully. I like this gimmick with them on the bikes acting like asses outside the arena. It gives a real feeling to the gang. Christy Hemme handled the introduction for the main event, and Brooke Hogan sat at ringside. Match number 4 for the 2-hour program. Jeff Hardy versus Bully Ray for the TNA World Championship in a Full Metal Mayhem match. Hardy hit a twist of fate almost immediately. He ducked a corner splash and Ray crashed onto a ladder. Hardy hit him with a kick and tried climbing the ladder, but Ray stopped him. Hardy hits the mule kick, and when he charged at Ray backdropped him onto the ramp. Ray climbed the ladder, but it was all out of place. That allowed Ray to hit a superplex off the ladder to leave both men down into a commercial break. Ray sat up on the top turnbuckle, and Hardy hit him with a chair. A table was set up in the ring, and Hardy set up the ladder upside down beside it. He tried to superplex Ray onto it, but Ray fell off of it, out of it, and after pausing to set the ladder back up when it fell, front suplex Hardy into the ladder. Brooke Hogan yelled at him from ringside as Ray realized that the ladder was destroyed. Ray repositioned the table in the ring and then brought another ladder into the ring. Ray yelled that first he was going to put Hardy through the table, then climb the ladder. Then Earl Hebner would raise his hand. Then he would slap Brooke in the face. That allowed Hardy to recover, and Hardy knocked Bully from the ring with a chair. Hardy tried to dive on Ray, but Ray moved, and Hardy crashed right in front of Brooke. Ray yelled at her, and Brooke literally flipped him off. Ray got in her face again, and Brooke slapped him. This allowed Hardy to come back and come back with a table, and it broke at ringside. But I think it was a mistake, and I don't have a DVR to check the results on that. Hardy grabbed another table and brought it to the floor. He hit the twist of fate again, and Bully politely laid on the table. Hardy hit the swanton for the top rope through the table. Hardy set the ladder up in the ring and started to climb before Taz tossed Ray a hammer at ringside on the announcer's table, and Ray took it and ran into the ring and climbed up and hit Hardy with the hammer. Hardy bumped through the table in the ring, and Ray climbed the ladder and grabbed the title for the win. And the match took 17 minutes and 10 seconds. After the match, Bully took a mic and asked the crowd if they knew who he was and who they all were, since the gang had joined him in the ring now. He repeated the never walk alone line and closed the show by posing in the ring with the gang to end the show. Hell of a match, a good win for Bully Ray. Yeah, Taz helped him, but that's a clean win for all intents and purposes. Hardy's final table bump looked scary, as it appeared that he hit the back of his neck on the bottom ropes. The medics were out putting him in the neck brace, and TNA didn't make a big deal out of it. So while I'm pretty sure it's just a stretcher job, it's possible it could be anything from precautionary to bad. The replay didn't look as bad as the live shot, but still, the neck is nothing to be messing with. Okay, yep, I got time for the next week's event. Thanks to Ernest De La Garza. He was at the Impact Wrestling event from Corpus Christi, passing along the April 18th television show spoilers. Match number 1, Mickie James defeated Miss Tessmacher. ODB was the special referee again. So what is she now? The referee now? Instead of a wrestler. The crowd came alive for Mickie more than the local Miss Tessmacher, who was from Houston. Not too far from Corpus Christi for her. Mickie hit her up top for a close one. These ladies are way superior to any Divas match featured here before, and the crowd was pretty entertained. In a sloppy finish, Mickie won with a roll-up. Pinfall gone wrong. Jeremy Borash announced the main event of Bully Ray vs. Sting. Match number 2, Garrett Bischoff and Wes Briscoe defeated Kurt Angle. Huge pop for Angle, whose loss due to shady tactics from Aces and Eights. Angle took a beating, and then they got up on the mic and boasted about Bully's win. Angle got a nice pop when he left, and Borash said that the referee has camera on his head, and next week it will be featured for the X Division title. It seems like this will be the norm for the X Division going forward, to the way he hyped it up. Match number 3, the X Division champion Kenny King defeated Zema Ion and Petey Williams. There was a boring chance as the crowd had started to get restless. 2 tapings, where's a person out? And King pinned as Kenny won by pinfall on Zema. TV champion Devon versus Magnus never got started, as Aces and Eights beat Magnus down on the ramp, and that gave him a Shield-esque powerbomb on the stage. Samoa Joe made the save. Not sure if it would be on TV. But Devon and company got a big pop as they left the arena. Devon took a look at the reporter and my buddy Robert Chapa and gave us a nod. Christopher Daniels and Kazarian, Bad Influence, came out as they pushed the year of Bad Influence. They were trying to sell the shirts and their right to a tag championship match. Austin Aries and Bobby Roode came out. Kaz tried to push the vegan card to Aries, and that never matters in wrestling. People wanted this to end. Chavo and Hernandez came to the ring, and they attacked Aries and Roode and showed off their titles after no pop. Crowd were not into them anymore. TV champion Devon defeated Samoa Joe as Ace and Eights came out middle of the match and struck Joe. And then Devon got the pin. There was another Aces and Eights celebration for a winning match. Anderson struck Joe in the face with his fist, and it looked like it actually hit. As Devon left, he took a bag of popcorn from a fan and ended up throwing it at another young child. It almost started trouble in the section, as I would have done the same thing. Match number 5, AJ Styles defeated James Storm. The crowd chanted, "You still got it," at Styles. He was in good shape. Storm had him for a super kick, but Styles reversed it into a sweet-looking ankle lock. Bad Influence was out watching the match, but Styles walked right past him. Aces and Eights attacked the remaining wrestlers. Bully Ray took his mic to loud boos from the crowd. Ray said all of our heroes are dead and done, then said we should blame it all on Hogan. Hulk Hogan, that is. He called out Hogan for next week's Live Impact. The following week's Live Impact, it should be. They proceeded to beat down Storm, and then Sting came out to the largest pop of both night tapings. Sting called out Aces and Eights while Storm and Joseph Park were in ring with him. There were loud "You suck" chants to Ray as he tried to talk. It became a 6-man tag match rather than the singles match that was promised earlier. So we get match number 6. Sting, James Storm, and Joseph Park defeating Bully Ray, Devon, and Doc. Storm started things off, but there were loud Sting chants, and he got into Wrestle Ray. Sting performed some splashes late in the match, and he got the bat. He got a bat, and Storm hits the last call super kick on Doc, and then Park got in with his splash, and Sting performed the Scorpion Death Drop, and it's all over. But the fat lady singing, and well, she was singing, so to speak. The crowd stayed hot for most of the show. The sound system and the lack of the fireworks hurts the major presence that WWE has when they are there. And that's all that she wrote for this report and next week's event. Thanks again. Peace out. By the way, God bless again. Thanks for viewing.